doing DDT. Time to step into the squared circle, son.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Rolling DDT podcast. And it's WrestleMania time. We're covering nights 1 and 2. And I'm here with Josh Collins, who clearly booked the first night because a lot of the things he wanted to happen happened. So I'm also Mike Rooker again, also Josh Collins, booker of night 1. So here we go. Starting off there. Oh, for people who are already hip, they probably already knew that the previous SmackDown was the pre-show. Mania was different this year. Night 1 was at 8 o'clock and night 2 was at 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
the rain
first time in front of a crowd, 20,000 people. Everybody was on stage. They were very happy to see people in the crowd. Like everybody was like excited when the night started. Vince came out, said some things to the people. He seemed very stoked as well that people are back. Yeah.
I mean,
hosting
a super spreader event always feels good.
Yeah, it should. WrestleMania had a host again that nobody wanted, which was Hulk Hogan, and another host that nobody wanted, which is Titus O'Neil. And they paired them two together and tried to make it work. Hoorah, 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 as Josh is saying here. Yeah, they came out with shenanigans throughout the whole show. We're not going to really touch base every time they show up because it was annoying. But they came out, they said things, they tried jokes, it didn't work. The best part about it was Bayley interrupting them, pretty much. Like Bayley interrupting them was the best part of both nights 1 and 2 involving the hosts. He also made these two grown men dress up like pirates. Anyway,
poor Bayley.
Yeah, she should have had a match. And,
she carried the pandemic era, and they were just like, nah, you're not on the card.
Do ding dong hello, but make it be a whole thing. You're like, all right, whatever. She got paid and didn't have to take bumps. So she's probably like, whatever, cool.
True.
Longevity's, I get to work on my promos. Whatever. She's amazing. I don't care. All right. First match on night 1. Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre opened. That was cool. Josh probably lost his mind because two big men. Yeah, two big guys were doing their thing, and Josh is probably going, because you've been a Bobby Lashley fan since like the infancy of Bobby Lashley.
Wee little lad. You ever see a grown man, Mark? I turned into a kid.
Yeah.
I turned into a kid, man, and it was relatively clean. I'm going to say clean, because if Drew can't keep his eye on the ball from somebody talking outside the ring, that's his business. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. But man, this match. So I like diversity on the card, right? It was just like, yo, these two heavyweights are going to run at each other and someone's not going to be okay. Mm-hmm. And both guys came out looking like $1 million. They've learned how to book Drew well in defeat.
Right.
You can have someone take an L and not ruin them.
Yeah.
Unless your name is Bray Wyatt, which we'll talk about later.
Well, I just like the fact that fans have been wanting to come back so long that the lockup, they lost their minds. They locked up. They're like, it was insane.
Because it was official. It was like, all right, this is actually happening.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, it's weird because I thought Drew was going to go over. I really did. And he didn't. Bobby Lashley won. I thought they were going to have Drew's WrestleMania crowd moment.
Maybe Vince broke up the Hurt Business to put that expectation, that fear, or maybe I'm giving him too much credit. But could you imagine if the Hurt Business was all standing there at the end of that match, man?
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. But I don't understand why you break them up and then have Bobby go over.
He probably didn't want Bobby getting cheered as a face.
Yeah, because he would have got cheered. He would have got
Right.
cheered for sure. I really thought Drew was gonna go over. Like I still can't believe Bobby won, and the crowd still popped for it. It was crazy. Like
Yeah,
it was interesting.
Bobby looks like $1 million, and it's like
Yeah,
you now at SummerSlam kind of have to do the Brock match if we're going to be honest.
right.
Who else on that card is really outside of Sheamus? Who else is really looking credible to go after him? Well, you know what, Keith Lee. Well, you know whatever's going on with him, I hope he's doing okay.
Whatever's going on with him, yeah, that'd be
But
cool.
perhaps Keith Lee.
Yeah.
But outside of Brock, Drew and Keith, I don't really see anyone bringing that like physicality.
Yeah,
because Roman's that psychological, I'm better than you, I'm gonna do what I take to be better than you champ. Bobby's that I'm bringing this intensity, this heat. So we'll see how they play it.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting. I mean, it looks like they're setting up for somebody big. I mean, it could happen tonight. He has this. We are recording on a Monday, by the way, guys. But he's having some, ceremonial thing, and someone's probably going to come out during that. I mean, it is the night after Mania, right?
Right.
So
fans or no fans?
Oh no, they're back in the Thunderdome, but it's a new, improved Thunderdome. They put TVs on the top of the ramp. That's all it is. Yeah,
that's fair.
It's nothing really. There's also a new announcer with Corey Graves. Like Todd Phillips isn't there. I don't know what's going on. He was supposed to be at Mania, but this Cole called the whole thing. Yeah, Todd Phillips is like, I think, done. I don't know. Something to do with like a possible COVID protocol or
wasn't
something.
Tom supposed to be the successor to Michael Cole? Because I think Cole's getting ready to step down.
Really? Yeah, probably. Yeah, what I was reading or heard that Cole was going to produce and not commentate anymore, but I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, Bobby Lashley went over and surprised me. So moving on, women's tag team match for the number one contenders that they were going to face all night too. Yeah, I wasn't really feeling this one. The people that should have won didn't win. Should have been Riot Squad, but Tamina and Natalya have last names that are related to other people, and they kind of it's Mania, and you got to make moments. And
I love tag team wrestling, but I'm not allowed to love tag team wrestling because I don't get established teams. They're just like, you know what? You have nothing to do, right? Were you eating that donut over there?
Yep.
You guys should work together. All right.
Yep. That's all. This has been working for 30 years. Yeah.
It's upsetting. It's really upsetting. That's with men and women wrestling. Like with Sasha and Bailey, their team worked because you knew they're friendly.
And they also wanted to tag, like it was part of the storyline, it was part of their personality.
Exactly.
They're friends, they wanted a tag team title division, to begin with. And like is what those titles existed because of Sasha and Bailey working together.
Riot Squad makes sense. There's some history there.
The second strongest next to Bailey and Sasha when they were in team. Like I would have loved to see them versus like Riot Squad and on a real level.
Mandy and Sonya would have made sense.
And yeah, Sonya was awesome too. I'm not really feeling Mandy and Brooke. They're like the same person. I don't know which one's which anymore.
They're just like, are you blonde and strong? There you go.
Yeah. We're the exact same stuff. Now go out there and wrestle. Yeah. Iconics too, broke them up for no reason, but I don't want to even go there.
Yo, they break up teams and make them go with other teams.
Other teams, yeah. That's
rest in peace, Heavy Machinery, which got over. They got over.
They got over. And then Tucky's on something, and then it's just Otis and Gable, which is also fine because they're like really close friends in real life, but Heavy Machinery was like a legit tag team. Like they were like
Tuck is probably like, what did I do? Like, what did I do?
Like, why, And he was like the mouthpiece for like the longest of that.
He He cut solid promos.
Yeah. He like I don't know. Maybe he pissed someone off. Who knows?
I don't know, dude.
So yeah, Tamina and Natalia won. They went to face Nia and Sonya. And Shayna on night 2. We'll get to that when we get to it. Nothing really to talk about more, unfortunately. But okay, third match: Cesaro versus Seth Rollins, and I like this match a lot. Not the reason why they're there, but the match itself was fun because Cesaro finally got something.
Yeah,
it was a moment. He got to do, people were losing their mind over the giant swing. It was all about the giant swing. Apparently, this whole feud.
Swing forever.
Swing forever. And we finally got him doing the UFO. Like he finally did.
Yeah.
The UFO. And it was amazing. Like I've been waiting for it for so long, and he finally does it. And I was like, what?
I hope this is leading to a Cesaro push, man. The guy.
I think he's next for Roman.
He does need work on the mic, but not everyone has to be like a mic general. Like the guy can go.
I mean, they know that he's a workhorse and he can wrestle, so it's not about that. So,
and I love a good grudge match. It's like, why are you guys wrestling? I don't like him.
Yeah, that's his whole shtick. It's like, I don't like him, or look at this cool tag team I'm on. Like,
right.
Tag team's worth it because I'm some Cesaro and I'm amazing. I'm just amazing. I love it. But yeah, it was a really good match. It was like the first real good like wrestling match of the night. I liked it. Cesaro got to show off. Like I said.
Excuse me, sir. What did you say?
What?
Did you not see that opener? Did you say the first good wrestling match?
I said not first. I'm sorry. First technical wrestling match. Pardon me, Mr. Collins.
I was about to call Bobby right now. Like,
I'm about to call Bobby right now. But no, yeah, it was outside of the first match. This is the second strongest match. See there, I fixed it. No, it was good, man. It was really good to see Cesaro like show up and uppercut Rollins' head off multiple times and do all the Cesaro things. And we got Rollins doing pedigrees again. That was fun.
Wasn't expected, but I appreciated it.
Yeah. Apparently he swung Rollins around 23 times. That's amazing.
He's still trying to get the blood from in his head.
Yeah, it's like another person. Yeah, it was a lot of risky spots, but it was paid off. It paid off. But yeah, it was good to see Cesaro win and like have his moment and be like, I want a match at WrestleMania. I'm Antonio Cesaro, so I'm Swiss Tony. So yeah, and then moving on. Not really much to say about that one after just Cesaro was great. The match I was at least wanted to see ever, and this is the New Day versus AJ Styles and Omos. We knew how this was going when they booked it. Styles and Kingston and Styles were the standouts, obviously. But Omos was on, Omos had the Vince thinks I'm fat shirt on, the press shirt. So it was all about like showing his ability and stuff. And this is AJ Styles they're wasting. Just think about that real quick.
So there's a couple layers to this, right? The Hurt Business lost their belt for this moment. Their titles for this moment, right? And I'm okay with AJ and Omos wrestling and winning, right? Because you're building up a new star. I'm perfectly fine with that. I just think the way they went about it could have been better. You took the New Day, right? The most decorated team of the modern era, and you just made them look like chumps. Like you guys haven't fought big people before. You haven't fought Braun Strowman. You don't know what to do here. Like figure out, like get some type of offense going and make almost like work for it. Like put him. It would have been more effective if it was like, oh all right, he's actually doing some moves, not standing in the middle of the ring like Godzilla, like just swatting them away.
He was just being a wall. He was like, it's just LG Gaze, Johnny Gonzalez all over again. Like it's just
like you're Kofi Kingston, bro. You're a former WWE champion. What does that say?
88-time tag champion and intercontinental champion. And
He's the longest tag champion of all time, all records combined. And it's like all of that was just swept away. Once again, I'm not upset they lost. And that's perfectly fine. It's just the manner they went about it was just like, what does that do? It does nothing for me.
I knew they were losing from Jump Street. So it wasn't like it's, when the match was booked finally, I was like, what are they doing with Styles and Omos? Like, what's this? And then it was like, we're going to feud them with a New Day. I was like, why? Like, because they're the tag champs? And it was like, yeah.
The New Day have officially hit Big Show status. It's like, we can beat on you, and then if you cut a promo or do one thing, you'll be okay because people like you and you're established to a point. But eventually, you're going to keep going to that well, and you're not going to get anything back from it.
It was weird. They were like just beating up AJ, who was waiting for almost waiting for the hot tag. And
I mean, can we be reasonable? If I see that guy on the other side of the ring and I got the smaller guy, like, yeah, you're damn right I'm whooping your ass.
Yeah, but it was a show. It was a show for Omos. Like, it wasn't you didn't need the tag titles involved at all. Whatever. But just silly, man. Just
the belts
silly.
weren't needed. They were not needed.
They're not to show how strong this dude is. Like, it should have been him and Strowman, like then Strowman putting him over. Like, but whatever.
Or they even teased the idea of in the Rumble, Omos eliminated Big E. And I was like, oh, they're going somewhere with that. Sure. Okay, let's see what happens. And they were just like, nah.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought the match before is what I didn't want to see. I forgot all about Shane McMahon versus Braun Strowman because Shane McMahon called Braun Strowman stupid.
Which way did he go 2.0?
This is a real wrestling match. They were like, how do we get Shane involved in WrestleMania? It's in a month. Strowman has nobody. Well, what do we do? We'll have Shane call him stupid a bunch of times. They call him a choo-choo train. We'll see what happens.
Braun. That made me laugh for all the wrong reasons. It's been like,
he's like, we're not gonna my hands on you. I'm not gonna be stuttering. I'm like,
it was just a month of watching Shane get blown up from cutting promos is one of like my favorite.
It's amazing. Him literally just sweating from talking is incredible. He's gassed. Like,
never talk about Goldberg again. Never talk about Goldberg.
Shane McMahon gets gassed talking. Anyway, they had a steel cage match. Stuff happened. Shane McMahon did the Shane McMahon spot. Moving on. Strowman told him off the cage because he's Braun Strowman.
Can we get? I'm going to like murder people, and you wonder if they're going to make it next week. Braun back. Because say what you will, he was relevant when he was fighting Roman. Because every week, I'm not finished with you. You be like, there he goes. Attempted murder. I'm interested.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Every week, I was like, I need it.
They're just showing tests of strength every week by them flipping over 18-wheelers and buses and Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns were trying to kill each other. Yeah. But it's just I don't know why Braun can't do something cool at a WrestleMania. Like, I don't understand it. It's like win the tag titles with this kid, or like win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, which is fine. Whatever. You're a big dude.
I hate him winning the belt with the kid. Like
it was for it was.
It worked. They actually made it work.
I liked it for a second. I'm not even sitting here lying. Like,
I was like, that was a cool spot. He was like, you know what? It was like, because we all would have loved as a kid to have been in the crowd. Like, what? Me? Let's go. But I don't know. You got to have spots for the kids, so that's fine.
Yeah. But but strong. It went exactly the way you thought it was going to go. Shane Man was being a bully guy. Braun's going to chase him, catch him, throw him off stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Waste of a spot. Waste of a spot. Could have been somebody else's match. Could have been Bailey's match. Anyway, The Miz and John Morrison versus Damian Priest and Bad Bunny. I like this match. I'll tell you why I like this match. First off, big praise to John Morrison. John Morrison is a man in his 40s that does parkour. He's not real. He's not like a normal person.
Mm-hmm.
This man was bumping his ass off for Bad Bunny. He was bumping his ass off.
He said, I'm gonna get this check.
He said, I'm gonna get this money. I'm gonna sell this Canadian Destroyer like I'm dead. Yes, you heard him. Recording artist Bad Bunny, Canadian destroyed somebody, and it was glorious because it was John Morrison. He did it to John Morrison. He was a guy that what you call he gets it. He's like he's gonna be up there now with the Floyd Mayweathers he did better than Stephen Amell. Like he did.
Stephen Amell went to work.
Went to work, and like in cross bodies and splashes and planches, and Bad Bunny's a fan, man. Like he's and
props to him.
Yeah,
the guy actually moved to Florida so he can practice this match. He didn't just phone it in, right? Just like, let me hit a frog splash, take no bumps, get the win.
No, he was out here.
I get upset when people do Canadian destroyers and they're not Canadian because I think the move is overdone. AEW, I'm talking to you. Like, they'll be like, yo, everyone hits a destroyer and it doesn't finish a match. And I'm just like, all right, I think I got it too now.
Call it the destroyer at this part because it's like,
no, that man is still here. I follow him on Twitter because he bitches about it every time. He's just like, everyone's just using my move and no one gives me credit.
Yep. No one says P.D. Williams. He created the Canadian destroyer. I mean, shouts out to P.D. Williams.
It became a DDT for no reason.
Yes, it did. It became a DDT. You're not lying. It's a DDT now.
It's a transitional move. When John Cena hit it, I was like, there it is. We're done.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. But yeah, long story short, pretty simple match. Damian Priest did Damian Priest big man stuff to John Morrison and Miz, and Bad Bunny showed up. He showed up for sure. Celebrity matches are tricky, and his worked out. So good on him.
Perfectly.
And ending night one, probably the best match of the weekend. Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair. Holy crap. So good. The emotion, the circumstances, like the fact that they were just standing there and like trying to hold it in, like before they even locked up, and then like everybody just embracing it and standing up and give them a standing ovation for being like women and women of color who are like closing out the first night of WrestleMania. It was glorious. It was amazing.
I had emotions.
Yeah, you had emotions, brother.
They went to work. It was a match.
Went to work. It was a match. It was a legit match. It was like an actual WrestleMania match from like our childhood. That's what it felt like.
And the psychology was there. It was like, and props to the commentary team who normally make me go, I gotta mute you or something. Nice. They told the story. It was like Bianca has the power, but she's new. She's going to be overcome by all the emotion.
You could tell how this important was because the commentary was good.
Yep. Right. Sasha, the greedy veteran who's going to use every advantage she can get. Just like the whole time she's working the hair. They're working the hair. And then Bianca was like, oh, you want my hair? You want the sweat hat? I was like, yo.
Yeah.
And she actually had a welt on her.
Yep.
I was like, yo, this match
Belair's a beast.
was everything. And I hope little girls of every creed, color, whatnot can see what can really be done. Because this match is what the triple threat match between Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda was supposed to be.
Sure. Yep.
This match went to town, and it could have been if they didn't shoehorn Charlotte in there.
Yep.
It was so good. And Reginald wasn't at ringside, bro. I was like, I need it. Because I was like, if
Reginald showed up, what?
Yes.
They had a match out here, and it was great. And Bianca went over and had an amazing WrestleMania celebration and moment. And she did it. She won the Rumble, then won the championship at Mania. She did what you're supposed to do with the WWE. Like she did it. She literally won the Royal Rumble with the WrestleMania, main event of WrestleMania, and won it on her first WrestleMania. So
shout out to Sasha.
Bianca Belair is in the history books now.
Right.
And Sasha Banks again is like
the general. She called that
such
match.
a good wrestler that if she were to go anywhere else, she'd be like a locker room leader instantly because they would want to pick her brain about everything because she's
she was going to
so
leave.
much.
She was going to leave. Vince was like, no.
No. Here's all this money plus like you get to control some shit. And you know what? Good to her because she deserves it. Because Sasha Banks, you know, she's part of the 4 horsewomen.
Yep.
But they're all great. But Sasha is like, she is the Eddie Guerrero. Like she is. She's the one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like she is the one that you can trust with the main event of WrestleMania. Like, you know, I mean, since Takeover Respect, since her and Bailey.
Exactly.
It's been like, okay, she's going to be going far, man. Like, and the way she talked about the business and like, yeah, she's next level.
Yeah,
they both are. Especially that spot where Bianca walked up the stairs with her military press.
So good.
And throws her in the ring. I was like, you walked upstairs with pressing someone, and then threw them in the ring.
That's how you make stars.
That's how you make stars.
Play to people's strengths. Yep. Bianca got some shoulders on her. Make use of that.
She's strong, man. She's strong.
That's how you do
KOD.
it.
Yeah.
Now, Bianca,
incredible main event. Incredible.
And here's the thing about Bianca. Bianca, and I mean this in the nicest way, and I think you'll get what I'm saying. Bianca's still a little rougher on the edges in some of her transitions and whatnot. And that's such, I'm going to say, a positive because you can mold her. You can say, okay, here's what we need to work on because you're great here. Here's we can take you to that next level. And for the next couple of years, with the division being built around a few women, oh man, it's going to be something incredible. It's really going to be something incredible.
Man,
we're getting athletes now, not divas. We're athletes. It's a constant thing happening now, and I love it.
It's going to be a bright future for Bianca Belair.
Yeah,
for sure. She gets her promos up a little bit, she'll be really good.
I think her promos are okay because she actually
they're fine.
Like
they're fine, but if she gets them up and then keeps adapting to her skills and all that, and then like, you know.
Please don't turn her heel anytime soon.
Yeah, that'll be the worst thing you can do right now is because Rhea Ripley's already heel, so we don't need 2 heel women's champions. So, I mean, it's interesting because you look at it and you're like, oh, of course Bianca Belair is going to win the Rumble, and then she does, and you're like, well, she really won the Rumble. Like, that's really cool. Like, I wonder if she's going to win at Mania. I hope she picks Sasha, man. I hope she picks Sasha. I mean, her and Asuka really cool, but I hope she picks Sasha. And if she picks Sasha, you're like, well, this is going to be cool. Like, I hope she goes over, man. I hope she goes over. Like, it's really cool. I mean, you know, Sasha winning would be cool too, but I hope she goes over. And if she goes over, and you're like, this is awesome. And even Sasha's like, I don't know if you saw the footage of Sasha watching her like celebrate her moment. Oh my God. So good. Like, it was such good storytelling, man.
Yeah. She was down there breaking character.
between Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa, and now these two, like I don't
Yeah.
like. You know what I mean? Like it's just we're
The women are
spoiled now.
bringing it. They're bringing it.
Dude.
I love it.
They're bringing it hard, and it's like I said, Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks are the perfect people to close. Like the fact that they were like, we're gonna have them do the main event. I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
because if you did anybody else in the main event, I mean, Bobby and Drew could have worked, but them two closing it off was like, so good.
So it was perfect having Bobby and Drew at the beginning, because it's like you just need that shot of adrenaline at the beginning, and you need that feel good moment at the end.
Right.
So that was perfectly done. Perfectly done.
All right. That was night one. And we're moving on to night two, which was
we can skip night two.
Night two was interesting, man. Yeah. So the opening match was The Fiend versus Randy Orton, and that happened. And the build-up for this, we're like, oh, it's going to be like a Firefly Funhouse tape thing, but they're so focused on the fans being back, they weren't going to risk that. So this is booked as a wrestling match, Josh. Wow, interest is very cool. The box and Alexa Bliss coming out, and she has the Jack in the Box thing, and I don't think they can say Jack in the Box.
No,
because
box-like structure.
Box-like structure is like the term they were using. I'm really ready for all this to be over, please. It's a shame because when Bray Wyatt shoots one day, it's going to be the most shot thing ever.
Put that man on NDA.
The fact that this man was allowed to have creative control for a lot of the things that he was doing, and they were still stopping him at the door because to them it wasn't wrestling. It's just a shame, because if they would have just let this man do his thing, this could have been very, very special. Talk about the Fiend character as a whole. Like, it is special, but it could have been the next thing. Like, so it could have been like that.
Shout out to Salo Monster, who brought up a quote by Arn Anderson. I think it was Arn Anderson. He was like, Bray Wyatt, I think, was scarier than the Fiend, because he would cut these phenomenal promos, take you on this journey, get you into it, and then he wouldn't deliver on in the ring. And he can go. I think his best match, in my opinion, was between him and Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
My man was hitting these big man crossbodies. I was like, yo, big man can move. I was like, yo, keep this. Yeah. Right. Yeah. He can be technical, or he can be a monster. And it was so good.
I miss the Cape Fear guy so much.
Yep.
I miss the Cape Fear guy. Like, this new horror monster guy is fine.
No.
It's fine. It's not Bray. It's come on, man. It's not old Bray Wyatt.
I'm gonna tell you why it doesn't work for me. Because he comes down the ring. He has this phenomenal entrance. You get into it, and I was a victim of it too. Watching the match between him and Orton, he came down. Alexa Bliss did her thing. The box popped open, and then Bray hit. I was like, I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm invested. I wasn't before, but they brought him back. He dropped the burnt mask. His dreads were fresh. They were clean. I was like, go ahead, Bray. He here. And then the match happened. It was just, and I know you're about to come for me, and I'm going to preface this with something else. There was so much no selling in that match. It got to me. And I know, Goldberg fan. You saying that as a Goldberg fan? I know what I said. I said.
I'm looking at you.
But it's like, where are we going with this? Because the business has changed, right? The business has changed. You're no selling him as this magical entity. You could only go so far with that before it becomes unbelievable. Sure. Because one RKO ended that. And I know the RKO was actually super protected. You don't realize it. A lot of people don't, but it's super protected. One RKO, Randy was like, I'm out of here. And then it's like, all of that Done. You did all that selling to get knocked out by one move.
Not even that. This whole feud ended with an RKO. like, what? Oh, okay. The buildup of Bray Wyatt is back, and like he's more powerful than ever. And then we're gonna bring back the real Fiend, and the Fiend comes out and gets distracted by Alexa Bliss, turns around.
I feel like Randy is sitting there, was like, "Yo, Bray, I heard you had some momentum.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do a program together, man? It'll be great. We'll end it at Mania, man. I promise you'll go over." They yell right before they hit the curtain. By the way, man, you're eating a pin, man. I'll catch you out there. I swear, every time it has to go that way. Every time you're like, "Oh, Bray's gonna get his
catch and fly."
And the song is so good. It's so good. You pull everyone in, like, and then when
thing was dope though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was good.
And then when he noped up out of there, him and Alexa, people in the crowd, you had to do with the feed mask. It was just like, what was that? I'd be pissed if I bought that mask.
Everybody disappeared, and they were just like,
"What was that?
What? Why does she have ooze dripping down her face? And why did you fall for?" Like, it was so many questions. But apparently, she has an Alexa's playground tonight. It's gonna whatever. Anyway, I'm over it, man. I'm over it.
I can't get invested in Bray, and it's a shame.
So I'm over. I miss the old guy, man. I do.
Yeah,
really do.
The old Bray. My wife used to be into wrestling. You know, she liked Edge and Undertaker and Kane. But she actually, I would be watching wrestling. She would come sit down next to me. She'd be like, "That guy actually creeps me out." Old school Bray. She was like, if I was somewhere in the woods or the bayou, I would feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You're not going home.
Mm-hmm.
You live here now.
Now she's just like, "Oh, that guy's going to lose." And then she walks out the room. And I'm like, "Oh." And I'm like, "You're right."
Yeah, so RKO, Randy Orton wins. Whatever.
LOL, yeah.
LOL. Anyway.
That's my boy.
Next match is the women's tag team title match. Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, the champs versus the people who won the turmoil match, which is Natalya and Tamina. I'm sorry, but this match was not good. Not good. Baszler and Jax retain. Moving on. Nothing to talk about. Feel bad.
Literally no reason.
Should have been the Riot Squad. Moving on.
No.
Hate to be that guy.
I'm going to say no.
That guy.
Because they would have just lost. And then you'd be
lost, but they would because they would have, I guess. I mean, all this for Tamina and Nia Jax face off, and then her to like body slam Nia Jax on Nia Jax is being mean to her. I don't care. I literally left like the room. Like I was just like, I'm going to the bathroom for a while. And I'm gonna come back. Like I heard the result from the toilet. Like I'm not even lying to you. Anyway, moving on. Terrible. Terrible. Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. These guys know each other 20 years. They put this match together 2 weeks ago. It was awesome. Of course it was awesome. The two could fight forever.
Yep.
You know, the hockey fights came back. We had a flashback to Battleground where Sami hit the haluva kick and they kept Kevin up and did it again. But this time Kevin, got the better of Sami. Logan Paul, the guest, another celebrity person, turned on Sami Zayn and got stuttered too.
Listen,
so like $1 million stuff.
I dislike the Paul brothers, but that sell, I had to rewind it a couple times.
Yeah, he was like,
I thought he broke his goddamn neck.
Right. Owens beats Zayn. Stunner, KO Mania 5 shirt's amazing. Yeah. Nothing bad about this one. Just these guys doing what they do.
Yeah.
Nothing we haven't seen before. It'll be really, really cool. Another edition of match they could put on where they make the DVD about it. Moving on. Another match I don't care about. See, this is crazy. Night 2 matches probably should have been night 1. A lot of these matches should have been night 1. Matt Riddle versus Sheamus. Are you kidding me?
No. Hang on.
Hey, no. You could hang on. These guys beat each other up, and it was great. I understand.
Okay.
I understand.
That's
fine. This is a night one match, man.
That's true. I didn't want the match. I wasn't looking forward to the match. No. I actually was bored by the match, but the finish made me go, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll leave it alone because I felt the way you felt.
What was it, a broken moonsault counter?
He actually like broke a tooth or something, dude.
Yeah, he was the only person who got busted open the hard ways because he fought Sheamus. So that happened.
Sheamus wrestled stiff. Has there been a Sheamus and Shinsuke match?
I think they've messed around. I don't know.
Give me the King of Hardstyle and of Strong Style and the Celtic Warrior on like a pay-per-view, and I'm with it.
Yeah, these guys beat each other up and Sheamus won. That's Sheamus is the US champ for no reason. Yeah, I wish Matt Riddle would have stayed champ. It's weird because this scooter gimmick thing is like starting to work, but it only just starting to work at Mania. So weird. Him and the RVD's encounter was incredible.
I'll give you that. That's fair.
It was amazing. And RVD was like slinging his rolling papers. It was like what year is this? Where you're like, check out my rolling papers. I was like, did you just say rolling papers on live WWE WrestleMania content? Like, all right, there you go.
It won't be on
Hall of Fame, guys.
It won't be on Peacock next year.
No, I doubt it. Yeah. Moving on. Oh, Jesus. The Nigerian drum fight for the Intercontinental title, Big E versus Apollo Crews. And just like that, Josh has left the room. Yeah. Yep. Don't blame you. First off, not one single drum was used in this match. It just decorated the guardrails. It was literally just a street fight. It's just a street fight. It was a street fight. And hey, he didn't come out with a spear, though. He came out with a very, very tall staff and not a spear. So someone probably got the message across.
Peacock. Bring that.
He can't have a spear, man. Like, he can't have he's already speaking a Nigerian accent that's not his. It's his lineage, yes, but he doesn't have that accent.
Don't you do this?
We know he doesn't have that accent. We know he doesn't. We know. You're from Stone Mountain, Georgia. What happened? Yeah. Big E lost in his hometown.
Can I say something? So I expected that because they were trying to drag this out to get to the Apollo win. Mm-hmm. I think this would have been so much more of a successful feud if they booked it this way. Just a quick book, right? Mm-hmm. The first time Apollo loses, right? And he slaps Big E and he's like, oh, that's how you want to win? This is what you want? Yeah. And Big E was like, all right, I got to put the hurt on you. And it ignites this feud. Apollo changes. And then they probably could have had a belt change or two go back and forth. And it would have made both guys look strong and super credible. So when you get to Mania, you're like, damn, who's going to win? Instead of this like weird double pin finish where Apollo loses like 4 in a row, but still keeps getting title shots. Like, it was just weird. They could have actually flipped the belt and people wouldn't have got annoyed by it because these guys can go.
Yeah,
but then
they're incredible wrestlers. Yeah,
they overbooked the match. Like Vince was like,
overbooked the match.
You're Nigerian, right?
Well, not even that. It was just like last week or something. They were like, no one knows what a Nigerian drum fight is.
Right.
No one knows, and it looks like they never knew. It was just a street fight with drums surrounding the ring. It was a decorative street fight.
When I come to Philly,
kendo sticks from Japan in a Nigerian drum fight.
I didn't even think about that. Not the drums. I want you to know.
Nigerian drum was damaged at all. No one bounced. Nobody went through a drum. Nobody got a drum over the head. Nobody took not even a shot to the stomach or the sternum. Ooh, like.
I hope you know when I come to Philly, I'm calling Chris. Chris, I'm calling you out to a Nigerian drum match. I just want you to know it's going down, brother. I don't know what it is, but it's happening.
No one knows what it is when it's going down.
When there's 2 black people and a drum present, it's a Nigerian drum match, brother.
It is. It is settled. It is settled.
Settle all beefs.
Apollo Crews wins because a returning Dabba-Kato, who's not even called Dabba-Kato because they wouldn't call him anything.
I was gonna say that's not his name.
Yeah, his name is General Aziz or something like that, right?
Raw Underground never happened.
Raw Underground. Oh, it happened. It happened. There were dancers for 1 week. Dabba-Kato shows up in a general's uniform and like white slacks and like does very large Dabba-Kato things to Big E. And I think his name was like
somebody saw
they didn't call him Dabba-Kato. They were like, but I heard his name was like General something. But something with Z's in it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, weird one. Big E lost in his hometown, which is like, you know, a Vince move anyway. But the Dabba-Kato thing was supposed to be surprising, and it like just wasn't. It was like, oh, it's this Dabba-Kato again. Like it's
somebody on creative saw Coming to America and was like, "We got this."
Exactly what it was. They made a part 2 to that. You're now Nigerian. You're Wesley Snipes from the movie. That's all it is. Anyway, moving on.
Oh my God.
Raw Women's Championship match: Asuka versus Rhea Ripley. Solid one. Asuka's very, very good. Too bad no one cares.
Here's my problem with that match. Those 2 ladies wrestle very stiff,
yes,
but they wrestled like a very safe match. I don't know if someone was protecting an injury or
Asuka just got brand new teeth.
That's true.
And they're probably like her brand new ones. Like she had ones there that were like, you know, temporary. She probably just got her brand new teeth.
I feel like Asuka's about to leave. I think Kari was like, I'm out because I keep getting injured for no reason.
Right.
Like it's not even for a purpose. And they're doing that with Asuka too.
Well, Io Shirai is rumored to be showing up possibly tonight too.
You mean new tag team? That's what they're gonna do.
Either that or she's gonna be either that or SmackDown, but like she lost to Raquel Gonzalez over Mania weekend. So
it was time.
Yeah, it was time. But you know, I don't know what they're gonna do with Asuka. I really don't. I do now. Charlotte came back and attacked her and Rhea, but so they're gonna set up some sort of triple threat things, in some capacity. But yeah, I mean, solid match. Rhea went over. Second WrestleMania. She's the world champion.
The streak continues.
It was good. A little short for me. I wish they would have had more time. I mean, Natalya, the tag match had more time than these guys.
You got to have a better last name. That's how you get more time.
Yeah. So I liked it. It's good to see Rhea win on a big scale. But again, like I just wish they knew how to book Japanese people. Like it's just they don't know how to do it. Like when it comes to it's just really unfortunate they don't have like some sort of like liaison or somebody there that can like know how to write, you know.
I mean, Japanese. You can just call Paige because that's what they do.
Yeah, they do. They just call Paige like, "Hey, Paige."
You remember when it was like Kabuki Warriors? They were like, "Hey, Paige, you're their manager," but why?
Yeah, I'm like literally like British. Like, how am I a tag team of the Kabuki Warriors? Anyway, great match. Congrats to Rhea. Another feel-good Mania moment. Yeah. And here we are on the main event of night 2. Triple threat match for the Universal Championship. Daniel Bryan versus Edge, the winner of the Royal Rumble, and the tribal chief himself, head of the table. You will acknowledge him, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns came out to a crowd for the first time since his gimmick changed, and they booed him correctly. And it made sense. Edge was very hype. He looked great. Daniel Bryan's Daniel Bryan. This match ruled. This match
it was
was
so good.
awesome. The double crossface LaBelle lock spot.
Yeah.
And they're headbutting each other off to try to knock the dude off. Incredible.
Poor Roman,
Incredible.
just eating metal. Just eating metal. What a bro.
Metal. But the thing everybody thought was like people thought somebody was going to eat a pin, so Roman could be protected. Someone wins the championship, but I had a feeling they weren't going to pull the plug on Edge recently because the whole Edge looks old thing. But yeah, the whole Edge looks old thing is wild.
Vince has a problem with that unless you're like Goldberg. Like,
yeah.
Because they made Edge dye his beard. Like, Edge looks great. And I think his age makes it even better because it fit right into the story. It's like, dude, I'm running out of time. I got this small window where I can come back and make something happen.
Right.
So,
it doesn't work because Edge is heel. Like, they made him heel because, and that's how I knew he wasn't going to win because the feel-good story's gone now.
They didn't have to make him heel. It was, so I love Daniel Bryan.
Heel, if he would have been face, there would have been a likely chance that he would have go over and be like, I broke my neck and I couldn't come back and now I'm back, and you know what I mean? Like, but they made him heel. You're just like, oh, you're definitely losing now. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
I thought Daniel Bryan was going to be like Universal Champion, then like retire. Like, okay, I did it. I'm officially like, I never was Universal Champion technically, but no, Reigns pinned them both at the same time.
So I love DB, but Daniel Bryan wasn't necessary here. I love Daniel Bryan, and the match worked. But
they were here because they wanted a yes chant for WrestleMania because it's going to be people, and that's unfortunate.
Now they could have protected Edge in a loss here easily because you got Jey Uso doing shenanigans. Easy out there.
It could have been Roman versus Edge, and you could have put Daniel Bryan with Cesaro and Seth, and that would have been probably the match of the weekend. But it is what it is.
It was just overbooking. Granted, the match and the finish was great. Roman was just like, I'm pinning you both.
Roman Reigns is very good now. He retained his title in Mania. I have no idea who's next. It's like I don't know who's beating him. He's gonna hold that thing until he wrestles Dwayne.
You got a couple different contenders. You got Cesaro. You got Seth.
Cesaro ain't beaten.
Oh no, and Seth isn't either.
No.
You can also run it back with Edge, an actual 1v1. You got that option there.
Probably gonna happen.
Yeah, they got options. They got options.
We could get fight. We're probably gonna get Edge Bryan, honestly. You know what I mean? Like, we're probably gonna get Edge Bryan, and then I don't know. Whoever Roman faces, he ain't losing. So
I think they're trying to hold on so they can lock down The Rock. But the problem,
that's what it is.
The Rock has he films 8 movies at a time.
Oh,
and he made that mistake once. He's like, I'm not doing it again.
I don't blame him.
You got Samoa Joe. It's right there.
Yeah, but
Joe can get in for one match. Like, have Joe on commentary, and Roman's like, acknowledge me. He was like, I don't know what tribe you're talking to, but I got my own tribe.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like they can stretch it out and make it work. They have so many options.
Yeah, I mean, they can go a lot of places, but Roman retained. It was crazy.
Can you imagine cheating to win and they still make it look dominant? Like, he still came out of it not looking cowardly, looking like a $1 million.
Because Roman, he's here, man. And again, you know what? Good on him. Good for him. And I like this head of the tables stuff. I love it. I love this thing. I don't want to go anywhere. It's the main event ooze, bro. It's like the best thing popping right now. Because,
my man won his statue.
They're probably going to have the Usos feud with each other when one of them comes back. The other one comes back, but that's also a rumored thing on SmackDown. One of them's going to come back. The other one's going to come back and confront main event Uso because he's talking like it's just me now. So, I mean,
bring him in line with the family.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, what did you think of Mania as a whole? Like, what would you did would you like? Did
Night
you enjoy yourself?
night one, give me 5 stars. Mark stars.
Cool.
Realistically, about a solid 4.
Okay.
Night two, just go ahead and skip to the main event.
Sure. Sure. Yep.
It was a solid Mania though. Like walking away, I think
Right.
everything that needed to happen happened.
Yeah. I mean, Cesaro and Seth were night 1 or night 2. I just forgot. Let's see.
Night one.
Yeah. See, night 1 rules. Yeah.
Yeah.
Night one gets like 3.5 stars from me.
Mhm.
Because I don't like how that tag team turmoil match ended up. And
I don't acknowledge that match. It just didn't happen.
it was on the card, brother. It was in front of me. That's why I moved. Until I moved out of the way.
Did you watch the match?
I know who won.
No, you heard the match.
I heard it.
If
Heard
you
it
didn't
from
see
downstairs.
it didn't happen.
It's like the woods. Anyway, night 2 gets like 2 stars. And those 2 stars belong to Daniel Bryan and the main event. Owens and Zayn were good too, but we've seen that 1,000 times. But the fact that it was at Mania and it was like sort of special was cool. But
Right.
yeah. But overall, WrestleMania gets a 3. But again, like we said this before at the Rumble pay-per-views, like how do these guys do this? How do they have the worst buildups of all time? And then when it's time to deliver, they deliver. It's so strange.
Because it's like at the end of the day, we're all wrestling fans, right? We love the
Sure.
in-ring action. We love seeing like it all come to fruition. We make it through the filler. All right. Raw and SmackDown ends up being filler, but the pay-per-views end up delivering because it's like, all right, guys, let's go out there and do what we do best.
Right.
And they shine. They shine every time.
Yeah.
I'm at the point, I just want to see how they revive Bray Wyatt again because they keep taking this new character out to the back.
Husky Rotundo.
I don't get it, bro.
I'm gonna cover. My name is Wyndham. But yeah, WrestleMania 37 happened. It was very strange. Not strange, but like year after COVID, they had fans. Morale was definitely up. So outside of Titus O'Neil and the Hogan being in my face, could we just not have hosts for a while? I'm not saying put it away forever. Just like next year, just have a WrestleMania or something.
Yeah.
You don't need people coming out every 2 seconds to be like, "Hey, everybody out there!" Like, no, give us matches. You're talking is interfering with somebody who could be wrestling.
Because honestly, the commentary team carry the flow. They end up talking about the match coming.
Yeah, that's why they're there.
Yeah,
you don't need a host and musical performances. And
if you're gonna bring a host, they got to have some real star power.
Right?
Like, you got to be like, they
got to care too.
Right?
They can't be problematic people.
I don't know, bro.
Anyway.
It's not like Hogan brings anything to the business now anymore. I don't get why they keep shoehorning him in.
Because WWE's going to run the oldest legends that are possibly could walk around until they can walk around. NWO had like 3 segments, bro. Like, I'm not even getting into it. Not even getting into it. Anyway, from all of us here at Rolling DDT, I am Mike Roker. He is Josh Collins. And do not work yourself into a shoot like Hulk Hogan did this weekend, brother.